It's 8 o'clock on the dot on a Monday morning. It is March the 25th. Rise and shine, rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week to chat about what's going on in the world of weather. For me, it's kind of a big day. It is my son's birthday. It is my wedding anniversary. That's enough, right? Anyway, it's also a work day. We're doing the things. We are chatting and hanging together. So good morning to y'all, and thank you for starting your Monday morning with me. Let's get right to it. Top two things we are monitoring. An absolutely lovely morning. Temperatures are good. The sunshine is good. No rain on the radar. You know it's going to be a good day. We'll be looking around at all the parameters. But we are starting to watch the next storm system, and I'll tell you, the computer models are starting to agree, which is always a good sign. I'll take that. Yeah. So we've got that to chat about. But first, let's take a live look outside, see what's doing. This is the Kennedy Space Center tower cam. Clouds around, a nice breeze. Oh, it is just beautiful. Inside those clouds, happy to see nothing on our first warning live Doppler radar. I'll put a lapse on it. Yeah. Is that a sprinkle up here? Yeah. Well, let's see. Check out the old correlation coefficient. Yeah, that's shower activity. All right. So there you go. A sprinkle off the shoreline. I like it when all we're tracking is sprinkles. Temperatures out the door. Mid-60s in Orlando. Mid-60s Daytona Beach. 70 in Melbourne. A little mild out that direction. Yeah, we're at 59, though, in Wildwood. 59 degrees in Ocala. So where do we go from here? Y'all, it's going to be a good day. 72 at 11 o'clock, 75 our 1 p.m. temperature, and 78, hi Stella, and 78 degrees our 3 o'clock reading. It's going to be a great day, man. I love it. So with that, it's going to also be breezy, by the way. Notice 15, 20 miles per hour, even gusting higher than that. So keep that in mind. With that, let's pause, and I will say good morning to you. Let's make it a great day. Nikki, good morning to you. Patty, how are ya? Gina, Dawn, good morning. Dawn's in listening mode over at the doctor's appointment. That's okay. Chris, happy birthday to your oldest son. Still little Eric. Yeah. So he turned 6 today. And it made me realize that I am 1/3 of the way through, technically, 1/3 of the way through the parenting kind of, what do you want to call it? The timeline. Yeah, which, that's a little surreal for me, at least. Yeah, so I thought that was something else. Yeesh McGeesh. But yeah, so there we are. 1/3 of the way through. Good gravy. What a beautiful day today. Average high is 80. We're going to do 78 in Orlando, 81 in Wildwood, 73 degrees in Palm Coast. Yukon anniversary. Hope it's a happy day. How many years? So Eric's 6, so that means it's our 7th anniversary. We've been together longer than that. I'm trying to make it a good morning, but my coffee maker crapped the bed and isn't working, and I've done all the troubleshooting things. Taylor, what are we going to do? We've got to get you coffee. Oh, man. We have got to get you coffee. Steph's asking, good morning. Will the rocket go up today? I'm sure you're enjoying a quieter house. Yeah, now that spring break is over, it is a little quieter. Launch forecast for tonight is looking great. 95% chance of good weather. That said, the forecast later in the week, so tonight's a Falcon 9, and I'm not going to put it down at all because it's great. Hold on one second here. Yesterday, they put out an update, and ULA is launching on Thursday. They're launching the last Delta 4 Heavy, and that launch has a 60% chance of good weather. So there are some weather concerns there. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that taken care of. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get that taken care of. I would personally like that. I would like to see that one. So anyway, yes, rocket today should be good. Rachel says taking the grandkids to Kennedy Space Center on Friday. Cannot wait to share it with them. Yeah, right? It's going to be great. One thing though, you'd mentioned, Rachel, you're going to the Kennedy Space Center. That's at the coast. we got to talk a little bit about the coastline, all right? Because we've got high surf advisories in effect. If you're heading out that direction, the wave action has definitely been picking up. Today, 5 to 7 foot breakers that will calm Tuesday into Wednesday. So little by little by little, we'll get back, but it'll be what it'll be, right? All right, so for today, high pressure, beautiful weather. Tomorrow, starting to get warmer, still beautiful. And then into Wednesday, Thursday, what you doing? What you doing? There's a little cold front, bringing some showers, maybe some thunder showers, and then clearing the area. Interesting. A little bit of rain for us. So rain chances over the next couple of days are good, but we're going to start to see the rain coming back in come Wednesday, but really Thursday. Here's a look at the kind of day-by-day breakdown, all right? Today, tomorrow, we're fine. Wednesday, a sprinkle or two. Thursday, the rains arrive. Now, if you remember, if you joined us yesterday, you know that we had discussed the models not really agreeing on this next kind of storm system, right? We know that there's an area of low pressure. We know that it's going to be moving in and it's going to bring with it some showers, but we didn't exactly have the timeline of that. So let's look at the American model and the European model. This is going to be Wednesday morning at about lunchtime, all right? Wednesday morning into lunchtime. European is dry but cloudy. GFS is mostly dry but cloudy. I will say they have come into agreement with keeping the rain chances pretty low on Wednesday, right? Now, the GFS is still a little wetter than the European, but we're going to keep the rain chances pretty low on Wednesday. But watch what happens getting into Thursday, all right? The GFS brings the rain in into the morning. The European wants to wait a little bit more like late morning, but both models are pretty wet through midday Thursday, and then start clearing out together into Thursday afternoon, evening. So at the very least, we're starting to dial the timing in here, which isn't so bad, all right? So again, we're looking at that rain chance coming on up, looking ahead to our Wednesday, but really it's going to be during the day Thursday that front kind of sneaks on through and brings us those showers, okay? Not too bad. It's really not too bad of a forecast. And then, by the way, before I show you the 7-day, a lot of folks, and I showed this yesterday, a lot of folks have been wondering about Easter Sunday. With the rains coming through on Thursday, I think we're going to hold out to have beautiful weather all the way through to Easter Sunday. Very important. Good stuff. Yeah. Annika says, don't say that. My oldest just turned 12. I'm 2/3 of the way through. Yeah, well, and the odds of them being off the payroll at 18 are pretty darn low. But I digress, right? Patty says, I hate to tell you, Eric, but the parenting never ends. I hope it never ends. I mean, I still need my parents, A sounding board, a friend, a confidant. I mean, my dad used to wipe my tuchus. He may be a curmudgeon-y old man, but he's my curmudgeon-y old man, right? We do. We still need our parents. So, yeah, I know that it's not going to end at 18. I jokingly say that because that's the age in which, that's where that goes. Pollen is still high, by the way. And it's going to stay high all week. So, yeah. It's going to remain high. Oak, grass, and bayberry are the predominant pollens, by the way. All right, let's see. My girls are flying from Michigan to South Carolina today. So glad we'll have good weather all week. It's going to be great. Or is it not from Merritt Island? That's it. I don't know, Cheryl. I'm using the state abbreviations, but I don't know if that's what you mean there. Happiness was getting off the train yesterday and seeing a Dunkin' on the corner of my son's apartment building block. Yeah. Dunkin', Starbucks, whatever your coffee, it's what we need. Sister-in-law and niece and nephew are flying into Sarasota today for the week. I'll go that way next weekend to see them. That's great. I love it. So Easter Sunday's looking good, but let's look at the 7-day forecast since we're discussing it, right? Let's look at the 7-day forecast together. We've got beautiful weather. Of course, we had discussed this, right? But looking ahead to Thursday, we've got those showers and thunder showers. The temperatures are going to drop a little bit, and then they'll start rebounding. And that Sunday, Easter Sunday forecast, y'all, I mean, that is looking good. Happy to say it. If I quote a Next Generation movie, would you get the reference? It depends. I feel like I've not seen those 1,000 times. So it's Yukon. I can't promise that one. I can't. And I grew up on the Next Generation, but the movies, the original 6 are hard to beat. Even that first one, as terrible as it is, I watched it 1,000 times. I made a V'ger reference on the air the other morning, and it's just like everybody looked at me, except the one guy that I work with that knows movies is in the corner is like, you had to quote the terrible movie, and I'm like, Anyway. Oh, boy. I'm not a boomerang child, just stayed late until 25. When I left, it was for good, Yukon said. No, I get it. I mean, I left. It's funny. So, all right. So, yesterday, my brother was sometimes my brother gets very reflective. Fun fact, my brother works at another TV station that doesn't have a 2 next to it. So, he and I are so similar and so different. He doesn't obviously do weather on TV. He works in sales. So, like, I love working at a competition television station with my brother, keeping in the family. But anyway, yesterday he was like, when you lived in West Palm, how many times did you move? And we got into this whole discussion about how I needed to try everything. Because I was like, I lived at like 5 places in my time in West Palm. And he's like, what? And I said, I just needed to experience everything. And he's like, that's kind of like your theme in your life. And I'm like, ooh. Oh, yeah, it is. So anyway, Yukon, when you're saying you're not a boomerang child, you stayed late until 25, and when you left, it was for good. I stayed home. I lived at home. I lived at home during college, during the UCF era and the Seminole Community College era. And when I moved out of the house at 21 to go to WPBF in West Palm, I was for good. As a matter of fact, when I got the job at Wesh, my apartment wasn't ready yet. And so my mother was like, well, you could just come live here. And I remember looking at my stepfather and saying to him, like, this will work for this long. And I think I stayed for like a week or 2, and they had an apartment come up a little earlier, and I jumped on it. My mom's like, but you could save money and stay home. And I'm like, no, I can't. Anyway, tangent. My apologies. Why is Wesh 2 reposting the same thing every day? What is your motive? Well, Roy, I can tell you I'm sitting in my house live. So what's my motive? My motive is to inform people about the weather. I don't really know what to tell you. This is not the same thing every day. I do this every day, but it's live, baby. So, Roy, what's my motive? To make sure you don't get your tuchus kicked by a thunderstorm without knowing it. That's my motive. It's a pre-planned thing. I'm plotting against you to keep you informed. Terrible evil, Eric. Ooh. I had to build a new room for a boomerang daughter. That's okay. That's okay. Taylor says, I'm taking applications for parents that give a crap. Nah. Listen, we're gonna have the goods and we're gonna have the bads, right? Make it so, right? Oh man. All right, let me slide through the comments. I got a little behind. Yeah, V'ger. Thank you, Chris, for getting it. Yeah, V'ger. It's because we had a news story about Voyager, and so I had to throw a V'ger reference. Yeah. Rita, can we talk about the solar storm moving through today? I know it's not going to be terrible, but it piqued my interest since we're possibly at risk this year for a Carrington-level event. I'm going to be 100% honest and tell you I have no idea anything other than the stuff I've seen online. I probably should do some research on that because as the meteorologist, we are also known as the station scientist. But I have no idea. I would love to give you information on that. I just don't. Yeah. Honest to God, I wish. Debbie says, your mama loves you. I know my mama loves me, and I love her. And watching, this chapter of life is tough. But we know our relationship. We've had the good, we've had the bad, and that's just the way that it is. Jedi Master Joe, I love the show. Thank you, buddy. It's my grand scheme, Jedi Master. I'm using the Force against you to keep you informed and caffeinated. It's my grand scheme. I'm gonna get you. I'm using the Force. Ay. Barb says, because you love us, your biggest fans. I love you. What can I say? Cindy Roy sounds like a sourpuss. Hey, if it wasn't for listen, if you didn't have trolls, would you even have the internet anymore? Tiffany says, Roy could be seeing the same post for a couple days. It happens that people don't realize they're seeing things from days ago. Yeah, I can't control that. If that's what Roy's talking about, I got you, but we're not plotting against you. Star Trek Voyager reference. There's coffee in that nebula. I watched Voyager when it first ran, and I was too young to remember 100%. Rita says, wait, did I just nerd out Burris? You did. Yeah, Rita, you did. I need to go do some research so I can nerd back. I'll get there. Reaper 15 on YouTube says, every day since they've announced they've contacted Voyager again, I've been making V'ger jokes at least once a day. Me too. And I feel like you could tell the real nerds, because the real nerds are like, I gotcha, because that's all V'ger wanted to do is to make contact, and now yeah. And by the way, for those that get it, how perfect is it that Voyager went offline and is back? Like, how perfect is that? That movie came out in 78? And it was a dumpster. But like, how perfect that's kind of what's happening right now. Like, maybe there's an Enterprise galaxies away that fixed Voyager. John David says, I have honest 15 years in space operations, many of it Air Force global weather. The solar storm is not that big of a deal. You may have some cell phone dropout, some GPS interference, and some radio static. John David, who has 15 years experience. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, because that's way more than I have. At least understanding this. I cover rocket launches, but yeah. Lauren says they canceled the air show in Flagler yesterday. Of course, we were already halfway there from Melbourne when we heard. Still went to the beach and had a nice lunch with family. Family time. Family time. Yeah. Family time. Yep. I look to you to know everything. Just kidding, Anne-Marie says. Listen, I try to be smart, but I also like to not be the smartest person in the room. And look, when it comes to weather, I'm a huge nerd and have been my entire life. So for that, I'm going to have a level of knowledge. But when it comes to space, I love the rocket launches and the mechanics of it. But when it comes to certain parts, I know what my corner is and I know what my corner isn't, right? Eric Burst, meteorologist, saw this on Facebook. My coffee looked at me and said, sorry, I don't think I do miracles. The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. Thank you, Tiffany, for that. Thank you. Pinky and the Brains. Yukon says, Star Trek The Motion Picture, 1979. Look, I'm a Star Trek nerd. That was a dumpster. Oh, man. Shauna says, sorry I'm tardy. Had to make breakfast for my husband. He hurt his back skydiving. He had a hard launch upward when the chute deployed. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope he's okay. Sean, I hear you're taking good care of him though, so that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. How's the day Thursday, Lisa's asking. I'm going to the park. So we've got the thunderstorms around, but what we were looking at a couple of minutes ago is the two models. So let's look at Thursday. We'll notice that 7 a.m. the GFS wants to start bringing rain. Euro's a little further behind, but midday it looks like both models are wanting to bring rain. All right, so yeah, is it a park day? I'd say if you could, maybe do the afternoon because, based on what I'm seeing, by 2, 3 o'clock, looks like the rains will, at least for now, want to sneak on out, and you get to go on with your day. So there you go. That's not so bad. Someone who knows everything has a head too big to fit through doorways and is lying to you, right? Like if I know everything, they're a liar. You shouldn't know everything, but you should be on the hunt to learn everything, right? I don't know it all, but I certainly want to try. By the day I die, I should be still trying to learn. That's at least the way I look at it. I want to experience everything, and I want to live to learn everything I possibly can. Narf. Thank you, Mike. Oh, man. Alexia is legitimately paying $5,000 to the first 10 people who message and is getting blocked. Bye, Alexia. I'm sorry. You're not real. Oh, man. Deborah says, as a child in the 60s in New Jersey, never thought I would be in my 60s in Florida watching almost weekly launches from my home. Isn't that flippin' cool? And like, just wait and see what happens in the next few decades. Hopefully we are all alive to see the cool stuff ahead. I mean, obviously we are all not going to be alive forever. But imagine what we're all going to be able to see in our chapter. And then what the chapter our kids and our grandkids can see. That is exciting stuff. Shauna says thanks. He will be fine in a few days. And I hope that he gets back out and does it. I hope he gets back out and does it. You know? The Wrath of Khan in 82. Search for Spock in 84. So Yukon, my mother did like a baby book for me, and she wrote when I was born that the popular movie was Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. And I remember seeing this as a kid, thinking to myself, like, well, that dog hunts. That fits. I'm a huge Trekkie. The Undiscovered Country in 91. End of Classic Era. But wait a minute. Generations was 94, First Contact 96, Insurrection 98, Nemesis 02. But you left out Star Trek 6. You wrote The Undiscovered Country in 91. What about Star Trek 6? Matt, will we have a Sun and Fun graphic for the forecast? I can send you a few images. So I have a background. This is not, I haven't done the Sun and Fun yet, but I did get a generic Cessna. But I can tell you, I'm going to have to get a Mooney. I'm the one that makes the backgrounds. I will go find a Mooney image like that one for Sun and Fun. But this is what we used last year and the year before and the year before. It was just a beautiful cowling off of, looks like a little cardinal or something like that. Annie. Bye. Have a good one, Annie. What I wouldn't fit in a 5-paragraph essay. Yeah. When can I reach out to possibly see what the Western Caribbean will be like May 19th through the May 26th? Like a month early, you know? I'm going on a Western Caribbean cruise. I booked it the other day, last week. James says, wait, who is giving away 10,000? Come back. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man. Lauren says, my husband's cousin works on the Artemis crew. Can't wait for the next launch. Artemis is incredible. Mr. Bob, good morning. Matt, 91. It's crazy. I remember seeing The Undiscovered Country. Wait a minute. Then what was Star Trek 5? My name's, I thought Undiscovered Country. You're right. Because Star Trek 5 with Spock's brother, that one kind of jumped the shark a little bit. I still watch the snot out of that. I'll get you a Mooney in front of the tower. Oh, Matt. It just needs to be a Mooney. I'm going all in on Moonies. One day I will be buying said Mooney. Mr. Bob, it's in June. And you know what's funny is I booked it without even really looking at the long-range forecast stuff. The finest Star Trek 5, directed by Shatner. There you go. Like the end, like what did they do to the bridge? Anyway, we could keep talking about that stuff. We'll get a Sun and Fun graphic when it's time. Spring break for pilots, and then I have to figure out if I'm able to tell you guys, because I've got something that is loosely related to Sun and Fun that I want to talk about. I just can't wait. Christy, what cruise line? We're going to cruise Royal. We're going to cruise Royal. We're going to do a Western Caribbean and do the Royal Caribbean. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Best ever. Pat says Picard all day. They're both so good, man. They're both captains. Both captains. I have to see if I can. I think I can. Yukon, you're going to fly into Sun and Fun. I've done it. I flew into Sun and Fun on a 152. Which was fun. Let me see. Hold on. Let me reach out to this guy and just see. Question. Am I able to share this publicly, or do I need to hold it until the flight? All right. All right, I'm sending an email. I don't know, this guy Chris is helping me set this up. If he tells me that I can share it, then I'll share it. Yeah. Darlene says, I don't know why. The Star Trek movie with the whales was my favorite. I think it was 3. Yeah, read the book in a day too. Yeah, Star Trek 3 was good. A lot of people didn't like it. I know a lot of people like the even-numbered movies. I mean, the Wrath of Khan. Tell me that there's any of the movies better than Wrath of Khan. Maybe Star Trek 6. Star Trek 6 and Star Trek 2. Find me one that's close to those. Loved 3. 5 I liked, but I also think it was like it was like a little too much like the TV show and not enough like a movie. So I liked it for the TV show value. The first one, I liked it for the TV show value. It was less like a movie, you know? Debbie says, sharing with us isn't publicly. We're family. I know, but I don't want to mess this up. When I tell you that this little thing is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Nick Meyer did Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 6. Well, there you go, Matt. Fan theory is Star Trek the Motion Picture was the birth of the Borg. Okay, John, I've never heard that, but like now I need to let my brain wrap around that for a minute. I also love that we're sitting here talking about Star Trek movies. Jeannie Rowan, I like that you're old school. But I need to... John saying fan theory is Star Trek the Motion Picture was the birth of the Borg. I need to like wrap my head around this. It's going to take me a while. Which Khan? Oh, the new version of Khan and the old version. Well, I loved the new one as well. He was so good. It was different though. It was more like the TV show version. Okay, anyway, we don't need to do that. So if Chris gets back to me, when he does, I will share with you if I'm allowed. But I will tell you, it's just going to be one of the coolest things I will probably ever do in my life, and I say that with no qualms. Like, once they allow me to share, you're going to find out. It's just a matter of if you're going to be able to find out before or closer to. But yeah, I will say that this news is a once in, like, this is one of those, if I didn't work in television, I would never have the opportunity to do something like this, and I will not take it for granted. And I'm not going to miss my shot. Oh, man. When my brother was alive, he used to pick each other about the movies. He was Star Trek, and I'm Star Wars. He always wanted to meet Shatner, and I always wanted to meet Peter Mayhew. Oh, I know who Peter Mayhew is, Denise. You know, when people say you have to pick one, Star Wars or Star Trek, I say no. If you're a nerd, you can be a nerd about multiple things. It's like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Do you have to be one or the other? No, you don't. Do what you want. You know? The best series for Star Trek fan service is Lower Decks. I want to watch it, but my kids completely take my TV. So, can't do anything. What's the weather in the holodeck today? Oh, sunny and beautiful. 78 our high temperature. It's going to be good. Jennifer, I'm not going to space. Oh my God. If I was going to space, I don't know that I could keep it quiet. Oh my God. I would love to go to space. No, it's not that Once in a lifetime, but it's darn close. You think I'm going on a Hurricane Hunter flight? I don't even think I'm on the list for that, honestly. I think what I am doing is probably cooler. Backstreet Boys or Wind Direction. If you don't know, Wind Direction is whenever I sing, it's what everybody says is my band. Mickey says, you want to be in the room where it happened? The room where it happened? Yeah. For the last time. I know, maybe. I hope it's true. I know what it is, maybe. I hope it's true, Matt says. Make sure photo and video team is involved. Hopefully I can get a sign to capture it for you. You're probably pretty close, Matt. You're probably pretty close. Am I going out to dinner for my anniversary? So because my anniversary falls on the same day as my son's birthday, the answer is no. No. Today, my romantic dinner, Eric wants Tijuana Flats for his 6th birthday. We did like the birthday party this weekend, but he wants Tijuana Flats for his 6th birthday. So my romantic dinner is going to be getting a kid's meal for myself because that's all I can eat. Getting a kid's meal at Tijuana Flats. That is my romantic dinner. Oh, God. We just did a Western Caribbean cruise. If you go to Honduras, make sure to hold a sloth. I think we are going there. Yeah, I think we're going to Mexico, like 2 places in Mexico, Coco Cay and Honduras. So yeah, I'll hold a sloth. He's following the eclipse in a plane. No, I think this is cooler. I'm not going to. I kind of did some NASA stuff last year, but no. Jennifer. The first one. What? I think a number between 4 and 9 is involved. Matt, you might be right. Ah, crap. I'm giving too many hints. Ah, crap. Oh, boy. Giving too many hints away. They do, Mike. Yes. Yeah. They have a sauce at T Flats called Slap My Tush and Call Me Sally. Yeah. Mickey, what ship? What is it? It's Wonder. Going on Wonder. Yep. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Gosh, I don't even have to say my news and y'all are already figuring it out. Cindy, hint away. As long as you don't say without authorization, you can't be in trouble. Oh, there's already at least 2 people that have figured it out in this room. There's already a couple of people. Y'all are too smart. Matt says if it's true, it's the most amazing thing. If it's what you think, I'm pretty sure it's exactly what you think. And yeah. Just can't wait to wear the suit. That's because we love you and know you. Yeah. My family all did Wonder last year and loved it. You guys will have a blast. I'm excited. Matt, Wednesday that they're in Sanford. The Wednesday before the Sanford event. Jennifer says context clues. You have to remember, I hang with like a 6-year-old now and a 3-year-old. And so I'm very surface with them. I forget that if I elaborate a little too much, y'all will figure it out. Carol, that might be it. Tiffany, I don't think I will get in trouble, Tiffany, but yeah. Carol, you got it. Oh my God. As long as I don't say it, right? I feel fine because I'm not saying it. If you all figure that out, yeah, it's Sanford, Matt. Right. So, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, right, Diane? Like that's once in a lifetime, right? That's once in a lifetime. Wouldn't that be? Matt, I'll be at that one too, but not affiliated with their media team. Well, I just need pictures of Moonies for my Sun and Fun background. That's all I need at the moment. Tara says, oh my God. Cindy, right? Yeah, Christie's. So in talking, and again, I'm not saying anything. In talking to my buddies that fly. Like my buddy Corey, my first longtime friend, he was my first flight instructor. He's like, and a veteran of the Navy. I didn't say anything. He's like, go and get beat up. And I'm like, why? And he's like, go and get beat up. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because that's what's going to happen. Oh, man. Yeah. So when I can officially say it, I'll officially say it. But yeah, that'll be ridiculous. All right. That's all I got. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Be the sunshine. It's someone else's day. And I will see. I think I'm doing the noon and 4 today. Pretty sure I'm doing the noon and 4 today. All right. Yes, Mike. Yeah, there's going to be video and a story and all that. So yeah. All right. We'll talk. Hopefully I can formally talk about it. Yeah. I have to practice the breathing and all that. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you at noon today and at 4 today. All right. Be good. Take care. Bye.